Okay, what a fantastic day we have here today at Kingston or not the Twin Overs, Kingston Beach Ground. Famous, picturesque ground. I'm wrapped to be joined by Barry Titchy Edwards. For those that don't know, Titchy's a legend of Super Rules football and Tasmania football in general. 1970 premiership player for Clarence and has been playing Super Rules footy right up until his late 60s. So good to be with you, Titch, and we see the two teams warming up out there at the moment, Lauderdale and Kingston. It should be a cracker of a game. Kingston would go in as possibly slight favourites, but having said that, Lauderdale, a very strong side, so expecting a really tight, tough game today. Any comments, Titchy?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen these two sides play all year. I've seen a lot of the other sides, but what I'm thinking, there's a slight breeze blowing to the beach end, and I think it's worth a couple of goals. So I think the advantage would be that bottom end, but if not, it's pretty square all around the ground. Yeah,
right. Just having a chat to both coaches before the game, and Todd Peppers, he's very confident. He reckons that he's got a very good side in, and you know the couple of their guns, Jared Collis, number 5 in the midfield, is arguably the best player in the competition. Wonderful player. They have Timmy Vastra, the mid forward, number 14, is another player to watch out for. And the big forward, Ashley Humphrey, number 30 at full forward, could be a real key to the game. For Lauderdale, their coach, Jared Morgan, seems to think that they've got a little bit more run than what Kingston have. So he's expecting that, you know, through the midfields, and they've got Jono Marezak, who's been around for a long, long time, actual ex-member of the old Lauderdale Superjets premiership team. So he's a very good player for them. We have Ben Rogers and Josh Baker, son of Bobby Baker, the legend Bobby Baker, who played many games for Lauderdale Superjets. So it should be an exciting game as they warm up, and we look forward to a terrific battle. Good crowd here today too, Titchy?
Yeah, surprised me actually. It's pretty good, really. The ideal conditions out there, except for that little slight breeze blowing to the beach end, which I think will be the main scoring end.
Okay, we'll just take a quick break now, and we'll come back just before the start of the game.
Who did he play for? Did he?
Okay, we're ready to go, Titchy. The guys are in their huddle now, and another player to watch out for Lauderdale, Jared Morgan, their coach, is their captain as well, midfielder. So obviously on a small ground like this, Titchy, winning the ball out of the middle is crucial, and the side that does that obviously the most, particularly early in the game, to get that advantage, will go a long way to winning the game of footy.
Yeah, I saw, talking about Lauderdale, that Ben Rogers has been in good form too, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes with the pressure on.
Yeah.
Because finals, you see a lot of players go missing because they can't stand the tempo of the game, and the tackling and that, which is a lot higher in grand finals. But it'll be interesting to see how he goes under real pressure, because that's what Kingston will be applying on him.
Exactly, the heat will certainly be on early in the game. And look, both these teams have got a fair bit of history, played in a lot of grand finals against each other when there was the Lauderdale Supercats, but past history. So, but it does run pretty deep. So, quite a bit of ill feeling between both clubs. So, yeah, I'd expect the start of the game will be very willing. Yeah. So we've got in the ruck for Kingston, we've got Paul Cupie, Cupcake they call him, the big fella, number 20, and the big guy from Lauderdale in the ruck, number 3, is Chris Webber. Yeah. So they'll start proceedings. The guys just getting in their positions now, just jostling round, a little bit of nudging.
I think Kingston will have a little bit more height. Just looking around the ground, they just seem to be a little bit taller. So I think they'll have to keep the ball on the ground, Lauderdale.
Well, certainly a good day for the marking players. So here we go. Umpire comes in, throws it up nice and high.
Here we are, the grand final of the Super Rules Cup.
Tap one down by Kingston, gets it out. Okay, Brooks goes high, cops one high. Umpire lets it go.
Oh,
and has paid the second one.
Yeah.
Handball straight off there from the running halfback. Goes long to centre half forward, and a great mark by the backman there from Lauderdale. Rubbery kick, kicks it out. Good pick up. Finding their way from the back of the ground, and here we go, number 17, and I think that's Xbox. Xbox for Kingston gives it off.
Danny Bennett.
Yep, Danny Bennett. Good player, Danny Bennett. Gives it the number 16.
That's a good handball.
Drew You come in with a special comments. You can't both do it. And then we get a nice mark there by number 31, James Ryan on the wing. Kicks it long to centre half forward. Not a great kick, but gets plenty of yardage. Ball goes up high, 26. Good pressure from Kingston there. Goes in the forward pocket. Still got possession of the ball. Kingston one way. Might have copped one high. The umpires let it go. A lot of pressure early in the game, Titchy.
Yeah, there is. Surprised me at the tempo of the game. This is the 35 and over. But by gee, there's some out there with still got a lot of pace.
And we've got the big. That's a bit of a blow for Kingston. We've got Paul Cupcake go straight off the ground with a blood rule. So there's plenty happening out there at the moment. That's a big blow for them. And I noticed he's being replaced by a smaller player. So someone's going to have to carry the heat in the ruck for Kingston. So, fantastic start of the game, plenty of pressure. Ball deep in Lauderdale's forward line, won by Kingston. The ball comes out of defence, goes on the half-back flank, and the balls go out of bounds on the full for Kingston. So, Lauderdale on the half-forward flank. Number 31, James Ryan, will kick the ball. He looks around, decides to go long to the top of the square. And it's a great saving mark back there, and I think that's by Jared Collis, the gun we were talking about before the game, Titchy.
Yeah.
He can play anywhere. He's good overhead for a mid, but he also gives them plenty of run. Decides to go along straight up the middle, looking for his teammate in Edmund. The ball comes to ground. Lauderdale in first the footy. Packs on the mill, and umpire decides to come in and say, "Give it to me, fellas." The pressure at the moment is very intense. And as we've got the bikes just roaring up, they're adding a bit of action to the footy. Up we go on the ruck. Ball comes down to Lauderdale. Squeezes out to 31 again. He gives the ball. Good smother by Kingston. Ball still at centre half forward for Lauderdale. Good tackling from Kingston. They're not letting him get away with the ball easy. Out it comes to number 11, Chris Vanderbroek. And he's wrapped up, and the umpire will come in. And no, he's let it go. Umpire letting it go. And he's pulled one out high. A bit happening at the moment, so it looks like it's a free kick to Robbie Edmund from the Kingston Footy Club. Umpire let a lot go, then Titchy, and pulled one out. And he holds
Surprised
it up.
me, I thought it was going to be a ball up.
So it looks like there's a 50. Not sure what happened there, but might have been Bit of abuse from the Lauderdale players, so they've got to make sure that this was the ball now transfers from the half-back flank of Kingston up to the half-forward line. Looks on a lead and a great saving mark there from the ruckman, and that's Chris Webber from the Lauderdale Footy Club. Kicks it out to the back pocket, kicks it to number 1 Jared Morgan, that's the captain, gets a lot of the ball, kicks along to the half-back flank, and a good mark taken by James Ryan on the half-back flank. James Ryan looking for an option, there's not many forthcoming. Gonna have to play on now, goes for the big barrel and gets a lot of yardage, goes over the top of the pack. Pressure on Kingborough here, but they mop up well again. Good play there by, that's number 16, and he's come through very nicely there. And that was Drew Kirkby, but I think he's wearing a different jumper. But good play by Kingston there to relieve the pressure. Simon Mansfield, yep.
16.
Umpire throws it up. Another ruck now. They had the advantage in the ruck now. Lauderdale, they've got the tall bloke there. Free kick there. It goes to Doyle, goes to the wing. It's a nice little kick find. Morgan, he's been prominent early. Oh, that's a beautiful kick out in the front. Oh, he drops the sitter. Good pressure by Kingston. Goes to the boundary line, looking for the boundary line. And really good defence there. Lauderdale an opportunity to take the mark. Number 25 for Lauderdale, and that was Joel Doyle. Dropped what he should have taken it. And Kingston have certainly, Kingborough, defending very well. Ball comes out, spills out to Robbie Edmond. He goes along to the wing. 14 goes long. Tim Verastra gives it to Brooks. Back to Verastra. Out of bounds on the clubhouse wing. And the intensity early, Titchy. Impressed with the intensity. Yeah,
Lauderdale have been doing most of the attacking, but haven't scored yet. I still think, as I said earlier, that with that slight breeze blowing to the beach end, that Lauderdale should be trying to kick a couple of goals.
Yep. Pressure by Kingborough backline's been very good. Ball goes deep into their forward line again, and another great mark. And that's from Bennett as well. He's playing a very good game across half-back. He's stopped the flow a couple of times. Appeals to the umpire. Umpire says, no, I'm not going to have that. He goes on, plays on. Then goes long, not to anyone in particular. And Collis drops what he probably would normally take. Good play there by Brooks. He's a very good player, Brooks. Gives it to Collis, goes on the half-forward flank. 36 for Lauderdale, comes through and is happy to run the ball out of bounds. Probably could have done a little bit better with the ball than Kingborough, but early nerves. Getting that lactic acid out of their body, Titchy, but the pressure's right on.
Certainly is.
Neither side has scored. The ball's in the half-forward flank for Kingborough. Lauderdale ruckman goes up. He's certainly got the height advantage. Goes straight down the ground. No one wins it in particular. We've got another. The umpire's pulled one out. Not sure what that was for, but it looks like it's a free kick. Goes to Chris Vandenbroek from the Kingborough Footy Club. Handball's off. Oh, handball to a player in trouble. Comes down to number 3, Robbie Edmond. He's been prominent early too. Goes to the top of the square, but a great saving mark from the Lauderdale football player there, and that's a big ruckman. He's been playing very well to start off the game. Good mark out there on the wing. He goes out to, finds Jason James. Backing back into the pack, a courageous mark. That's what you've got to do in finals. Goes to the top of the square, and I think he's put it through. Wow.
All clear.
All clear. He was looking for a full forward there. It's gone over the heads of everyone. Great start by Kingborough. The ball's only been in their 50 twice. And they've already kicked a goal where Lauderdale have had the ball forward plenty of times but haven't made the most of the opportunities. I think the Kingborough backline is on top at the moment. And it looks like it's going to be a cracker game. It looks like number 24, Kingborough, has gone into the ruck. So Cupcake's come back out. He's obviously right, ready to go, and that will certainly help the Kingborough Footy Club, because number 3 was getting on top there, their ruckman. Ball goes up. Cuppy gets it straight down to Collis. Great football that goes long into the forward line. Over the back of the ball goes. Spills out to, and what a snap that was.
All clear.
Braden McGee, fantastic. Just goes to show a winning ruckman down to Collis, goes long to the forward line. McGee swoops on the ball and kicks a fantastic left foot snap from 40 metres out. Just proves that having Coopy back in the ruck is a massive advantage for the Kingborough Footy Club. When he went off the ground there for a while, it looked like Lauderdale were going to win those stoppages, but now he's back out there. They've got Collis in the midfield. This is going to be a crack of a game. Coopy goes up, punches the ball long. Brooks He's a bloody demon of a footballer. He kicks it to no one in particular, goes the half-forward flank. It could go out, and the ball spills out. Great tap work. Brooks wins the footy. Probably could have done a little bit better with the ball, maybe go long to full forward. However, the ball's on the half-forward flank for the Kingborough Football Club. Umpire comes in, about to throw it up. Ball goes up. Once again, Coopy wins the tap, comes to the ground. Great play here by, can't pick that play, but a very good smother. And the ball's in front of the scoreboard in the Kingborough forward line. Kingborough doing all the attacking in the last 5 minutes, Titchy.
Yes, I think at quarter time the coach of Lauderdale is going to make some moves on their forward line and reconstruct it properly, and also in the centre bounce with the Kingston ruckman's getting on top. The centre man for Lauderdale is halfway, in between halfway. He should be behind their ruckman so they can shark some of the taps.
Lauderdale's
got 2 goals out of that. Kingston have got 2 goals through that.
Great defensive punch. It goes up the forward line for Kingborough. Oh, look at the turn on number 14 there. Timmy Vastra, but unfortunately he's been nailed, tackled. Good tackle there by, that's young Rogers, who we spoke about before, a good player for Lauderdale Footy Club. Goes out wide. Great pressure by Brooks. Looked like a certain mark to the Lauderdale player, but the pressure from Brooks, he's a real terrier. And look out, there's a bit going on over there, but and umpires give it to Brooks, yes. Frustration sets in there for the Lauderdale. Brooks goes long to the forward line, looking for the big full forward up there, comes out, pushed in the back, but the umpire didn't pay it and allows it to go on, and we've got the ball in front of the scoreboard, half-forward flank for the Kingborough Footy Club. Looking very dangerous now, Lauderdale Footy Club. Umpire comes in, about to throw the ball up. As players regroup, set up their defence zones, up goes the ball, takes the ball out of the ruck, snaps it in, and looks like that was a point. Ruckman took it out of the ruck, so Kingborough getting on top now at those stoppages was pretty crucial in the first quarter. So scores 2-1, 13 Kingborough, Lauderdale yet to score. Ball comes in, plays on from out of the square, kicks it long, goes to the half back flank for Lauderdale. Good defence, punch back in. Lauderdale player drops the ball, umpire lets it goes on, and we see a tackle and a ball up, congested play in front of the grandstand. The Rex Mitchell stand over there. So ball throwing up now, ball goes up, once again comes down, Kingborough win the ball away, goes deep in the forward pocket, looks like it might go out, the ball stayed in, stacks on the mill, umpire comes in and says, I'll ball it up. A lot of pressure, Lauderdale backline under extreme pressure at the moment, Titchy, they're holding up fairly well, but you've just got that sense that Kingborough might kick away in this quarter, and they're probably kicking into a 2-goal wind, as you said before, Titchy. So the ball juggles round, it's hard to see her. The ball comes out to Kingborough again, good chain of handballs, comes out, Kingborough player kicks at the top of the square, up they go, punched out to the pocket, Kingborough still got it. Oh, heavy tackling going over what the umpire's going to call it, and he's going to call it out of bounds. Physicality of the game has been very high, Titchy. You must be impressed by the pressure from both teams.
Yeah, so far it's been a pretty good game. Because of the smallness of the ground, it's a bit congested at times, but the standard of the football is pretty high for 35 and overs.
Yeah. Ball comes out, Lauderdale go along to the middle of the ground, but a great mark there, and that was chipping there, taking the mark, was Jaron Vanderlaan. Oh, smother of the ball, Rogers working overtime in the middle, great tackle, and I think the umpire's called it. Yeah, good play by Rogers in the middle of the ground. He's got nothing to kick to up forward because they've all pressed deep to help out their back line, so he's waiting for numbers, decides to go long and wide on the half-forward flank. Bennett coming across, 2 Kingborough players, 3 players there to 1. They'll come away with the ball. Umpires paid advantage. Kingborough comes out to the wing here. Plenty of numbers here, couldn't keep it in. So the ball now on the wing. Probably could have made more of the ball than Kingborough, but they're getting numbers at the ball, so Lauderdale are really struggling up forward when they do go forward. Kingborough back line being very, very solid. Umpire comes in, throws it up they go for the ruck. Coopy wins the tap again. Gets it down to Timmy Vanstra. He's been prompted early. Great tackle there. Ball comes out. Kingborough squeezes it out, and he's a bit unlucky there. That was Timmy Ziegler. Yeah, I thought he was a bit stiff, but anyway. So Lauderdale take the free kick from the wing, handballs it out quickly, and they chip it round. That's probably better to keep possession of the ball, and they need to get something happening up the forward line. So We've got number 1, Jared Morgan. He's been getting a lot of the ball. He goes to centre half forward, but there's no one there for Lauderdale. And taking the easiest mark was number 13, Jeremy O'Neill. He goes out wide, looking for the running Ali Duays. He kicks it up the half forward flank. We see a great play, Ashley Humphrey. He looks very dangerous out there, but kicks it to the centre half forward spot. But once again, Lauderdale holding it up. Comes out wide, does the switch, but probably not a good switch because it'll come out all right though. 2v1, and gee whiz, that was a pretty ordinary kick by the Lauderdale player there. Plenty of time, and he's kicked the ball out of bounds on the 4 and the half-back flank for the Kingborough Footy Club. Bennett takes the kick. He's been very prominent in the half-back line for Kingborough. Bennett looks up on the wing and kicks it out of bounds again. We've had quite a few out of bounds on the full. Teacher, they're playing very wide both sides.
Certainly are.
Kingborough goes into a bit deeper. Lauderdale handballs it out. Kingborough got it under control there. Number 18, Liam Rattray, does well, goes to the middle of the ground. There's a free player on the go there, Matt Gardner. He's got plenty of space. Goes for the inside out kick to no one in particular, but it looks like that Ashley Humphrey's got the ball there. Oh, good handball out. It looks like Brooks again. What can he do? Goes up the corridor to the leading player there, and that's a beautiful pass. Hits him right on the chest, 40 metres out. Number 4, Braden McGee. He kicked that incredible snap 5 minutes ago. So McGee's a very dangerous forward for Kingborough. They've got plenty of movement in their forward line, Titchy. So I'm interested to see if
the opposite down at Lauderdale, and they're not tackling hard enough. The forwards, they're not running and chasing hard enough and putting pressure on Kingborough's back line.
And that's a beautiful looking kick, but just off target, actually hit the post. So McGee hits the pine, so it's 2-2-14 to Kingborough, to Lauderdale yet to score. There goes the siren, so what a fantastic start to the game. Titchy, what have you noticed?
Well, the ball in the centre, they're having trouble getting the ball out of the centre, Lauderdale, with that ruckman, that giant ruckman, what was his name? It went off for a moment and then come back on again.
Coopy, cupcake.
Yeah, he got 2 beautiful taps,
yep,
and it went straight forward and they kicked 2 goals. Lauderdale not functioning on the forward line at all.
Yep.
The half-forward flankers should be playing a bit wider because of the small ground to give the key forward, centre half forward and full forward a bit of room to move into.
Yep.
So when they kick it, they've got no one to kick to out in front because it's all bottled up by the Hobart back line, Kingborough's back line. So they've got to reconstruct the forward line, get them to chase, tackle, put pressure on there,
yep,
on the back line. And also in the centre bounce, it's vital to have a player, a kick behind the ruckman to stop that big ruckman for Kingborough getting those taps.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Coopy's been definitely on top in the ruck, and their midfielders have been very good, particularly Hayden Brooks, number 25's played very well. Up forward, they've got Braden McGee, who looks very dangerous. Humphrey's obviously very dangerous. And they have a very open forward line, whereas the reverse for Lauderdale, when they have gone forward, they've sort of rushed it into their forward line. There's no real system. And when they do go to the hot spots, the back line, led by Bennett, who's played very well back there, they're mopping up very well and clearing the ball with a fair bit of ease. So at this stage, you'd say Kingborough are well on top, but it can turn very quickly. It's only a small ground, so Lauderdale would need to restructure their forward line and start getting the ball out of the centre. We'll take a short break now and we'll come back for the start of the second quarter in a minute.
I'll say good night.
start of the second quarter, and what do you reckon the coaches would have been saying? I'd reckon that legendary coach of the Kingborough Footy Club, Todd Pepper, would be very happy with his charges. They've certainly started the game well. You know, they've kicked 2-2. They've looked dangerous when they've gone forward. Their back line has been unpassable. Midfielders working well, led by Brooks, and their forward line looks very dangerous. Lauderdale, as we've said before, Titchy, they need to do something with their forward line and start winning the ball out of the middle. That's where the game's going to be won here today. Getting the ball out of the middle on this small ground is just critical, and when you do go forward, just make sure that those forwards work hard enough to lock the ball in. So here we go, ready to the start of the game. The interesting game. Now we have the wind's not really favouring either. An umpire comes in, throws the ball up. Up she goes. Oh, a big punch by Lauderdale ruckman there. He goes forward. Ball comes to centre half forward. Once again, Kingborough mop up. Oh, he's been pinned for holding the ball. A bit unlucky there. But the free kick comes out to Michael Grandin. Michael Grandin from the centre square goes long, looks up at the forward line. Once again, a lot of Kingborough players there making it difficult for the Lauderdale forwards. They've got the numbers there. However, the ball spills out to Lauderdale. Here we go. Numbers there again, but good pressure by Kingborough. They're not letting him get the ball out freely. And it looks like, oh, the ball squeezed out to Lauderdale again. Handball's over the top. And the ball will be rushed through for one behind. Good pressure by Kingborough then and Lauderdale. They got the numbers there and possibly could have had a shot on goal, but once again, good pressure by the Kingborough Footy Club. Collis comes in. He's looking for an option, goes straight up the middle of the ground, and that's a magnificent kick to the middle of the ground. Ball comes down, numbers there, favour Lauderdale, but Kingborough squeezed the ball out. Ball comes out to the middle to Morgan, gives a nice handball off to Rogers. Rogers gives it back to Morgan. Good pressure and tackling by Kingborough. They've got him under the pump. They're forcing him back into the Kingborough forward line and have held the ball up. That's a real win for Kingborough forward line. Timmy Vastara goes long to the goal square. Up there we've got big Ashley Humphrey. Couldn't take the mark. Ball spills out. Lauderdale clear the ball. Goes to the half-back flank. Kingborough gets the ball there. Number 27, Matthew Prince, handballs the ball. And once again, the Lauderdale kick by Trevor DeKevitt goes in the forward pocket. So good pressure by the Kingborough forwards once again, holding the ball on their forward line. Looked like that Lauderdale were going to clear, but the pressure from Kingborough forwards has been absolutely fantastic. So we're deep into the Kingborough forward line. We've got Trevor DeKevitt. He's going to go up for the ruck. One down by Lauderdale. Ball comes out to Morgan. He's been a terrific player. Goes to the middle of the ground, but kicks it straight to a Kingborough player. Drops it like a hot potato. Stays on the wing, and gee, mucked that up. So the ball goes to Lauderdale, holding the man, number 43, and that's William Searley. Searley goes long, looks to the hot spot at centre half forward, but once again, Kingborough mop up. Ball spills out to Lauderdale. Handball's blindly to the middle corridor. Not much there. Lauderdale player got the ball, once again tackled by a number of Kingborough players. Spills out, and a great goal there, kicked by, can't work out which player it was, but numbers at the ball there from Lauderdale, and that's a really good goal by the Lauderdale Footy Club. So that'll give them a bit of confidence, Titchy.
It certainly will. It certainly will. I've noticed too the players, particularly the Lauderdale players, are starting to chase a bit harder. Before they weren't chasing hard enough, and you know what you've got to do. If the greyhound, you've got a greyhound, they won't chase a rabbit, you shoot the greyhound.
Whoa, geez.
So, you know, I've been critical of Lauderdale's first quarter, but that now, if they keep playing like this, they'll be improving a little bit more.
Yeah, with the pressure certainly forced the turnover of the Kingborough backman then.
By the way, has that breeze changed?
I think it has. It's actually going towards the Lauderdale.
Yeah, I think it's changed.
Big Cupcake gets a ruck down to Brooks. Brooks handballs back to him. Cupcake kicks it long to centre half forward. Players dive in there. Comes out a nice handball there by, that was Ziegler. Kicks it, gives it to number 4, Braden McGee, and he kicks his second for the game. Been extremely dangerous, McGee.
Certainly a dangerous player.
Yep. Kupik in the ruck has been a terrific player for Kingborough. Give him the first use of the ball. And at ground level, Brooks, he's a star, isn't he? Just wins those 50-50s all the time. So great play by Braden McGee to kick 2 goals, finish off. And that's a great answering goal by the Kingborough Footy Club. So we have 3-2, 20-1-1-7. Kingborough in front.
Where's Morgan playing, Darren?
It looks like he's playing on ball.
On ball, yeah, right.
Titchy, yep. So He's certainly been the top midfielder for Lauderdale, winning plenty of the ball, but Kingborough just have more numbers. Up it goes. Once again, Coopy gets the ruck down. Brooks burrows in there again. Great tackle there from the Lauderdale ruckman in Chris Webber to stop him in his tracks. Ball goes up again, so it looks like Coopy wins the ball down, and well charked again by Morgan. He gets a little kick out, comes out to Collis. Collis can go long, goes to the top of the goal square. Beautiful kick. Good defence there by Lauderdale. Looks like that Humphrey had the mark, but punched away from him. He's in there again, Braden McGee, and a bit unlucky then, but caught holding the ball, and the free kick will go to Lauderdale, 20 metres out from the Kingborough goal line. Hasn't got many options, so decides to go long and wide out to the half-back flank, and that's probably a good mark, or free kick, take your pick to the Lauderdale Footy Club on the half-back flank. Probably have to go down the line because he hasn't got many options. Kicks it long down to the wing. Ball goes up. Great defence there from, that looked like Ali Duways, but I don't think it's him. Number 8, whoever that is. We haven't got him in the program. Oh, actually, it's Jared Vanderlaan. He's been quite good in defence as well, Tichy. Bounces throw in, up we go. Coopy gets the ball, roves his own footy, handballs it out. Good play out there. Numbers at the ball. Oh, hang on. We've a bit unlucky there. I thought it was a nice handball at the Kingborough. The umpire's called it a throw. So on the wing, Lauderdale Footy Club will have the ball and they'll go deep into their forward line. Goes with a long kick.
Beautiful kick.
Inside the top 50 and a free kick there. Definitely a free kick there. And that goes to Ashley Humphrey, who's pushed deep in defence and takes a free kick. Pushing the back there, definitely. Looks for the middle corridor, good play. So Kingborough on here, we've got a couple of options out here wide. Goes out wide to Collis. Collis has got plenty of time waiting for the leads to come towards him. Kicks at the half-forward flank and ball goes out of bounds. Ziegler probably could have marked that, but anyway, good pressure from the Lauderdale Footy Club. But Kingborough, great transfer out of defence and now have the ball on their half-forward flank. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Half-forward flank for the Kingborough Footy Club. Interesting time of the game because Lauderdale sort of slowed Kingborough down a bit, Titchy. Ball goes down. Prince kicks the ball, but taken by Rogers. He goes long up to the wing, but once again, fantastic mark there by Coopy. He's having a fantastic game, just sitting behind the play, takes a nice mark, goes to the hot spot at centre half forward, looking for the big men that up there. The ball spills to the ground. Collis couldn't hold it. Goes in, wins the footy again. Handball's out. Fantastic play. Here we go, and a shot on goal by number 27, Prinz, and misses, and 1 point. It looks like we've got the motorbikes. They're off again. So it's 3-3-21 to 1-1-7. Lauderdale to kick the ball back in is Richard Patmore. So Richard looking for options, doesn't have much on, so decides to stroll out of the square and go long to the half-back flank. But looks like a good mark, not paid there. Ball spills down to Lauderdale, kicks along on the wing, and that's a really good mark on the wing there. Taken by Bastaris. He's been quite a good player too. Handballs to Gardner. Kicks it long, hoping. Could have done better with the ball and kicks it straight to his Lauderdale teammate. Swings the ball back in the middle. A dangerous kick there, but they've got to go for break, I suppose. Numbers around the ball. Good play by Kingborough. Falls over, handballs the ball out. Spills out again to Prince. He handballs the ball out. Vastara goes long to half-forward flank. Lauderdale repels again. Goes out wide, but there's nothing there. Collis has got an absolute paddock on the far wing. Takes his time, gets around one Lauderdale player, decides to unload, doesn't hit his target. Lauderdale intercepting again. Great tackle there. And the umpire's called play on to advantage. Goes up long to McGee, but he can't control the ball. Ball goes out of bounds on the forward pocket for the Kingborough Footy Club. So both sides probably wasting the footy a little bit at this stage. Titchy, maybe that pressure, a bit tired. I think just need to settle a bit.
I've got to get the ball down the forward line quick. Instead of kicking it wide to the wings, go straight down the middle. It's only a small ground.
Yep.
If you've got key forwards, full forward and centre half forward, you're not using them.
So the ball goes deep in the pocket, and that was kicked there by Ziegler. Won the ball well from the stoppage, but couldn't hit the scoreboard, and the ball dribbles out. So it'll be a ball up by the umpire right at the top of the square for Kingborough. So a dangerous spot for the Lauderdale players. Ball is punched out by Lauderdale, goes out, it's in the back pocket, nice tackle by Ziegler, wraps him up. Umpire will come and say, she's all mine, fellas, and we'll throw the ball up 20 metres out from the Kingborough goals. Up she goes. Good tap down by Lauderdale, but what's the umpire going to pay here? I think he's paid a free kick. And one of those Ticky Touchwood throw-ups, which the umpire's doing, that's Drew Kirkby. He's had quite a good game too.
I think he's taken 3 or 4 marks too, Darren.
He looks dangerous, a tall fella up in the forward line, so he'd be 30 metres out on a slight angle. He should have no trouble kicking this, and that's a nice kick and put us through. So Kingborough get that answering goal again, and they go to 4-3-27 to Lauderdale 1-1-7. They look so much more dangerous going forward, Kingborough. Got a few more options,
Yeah, certainly do.
Lauderdale have scrapped pretty hard at the start of this quarter, but you can just see the class of the Kingborough forwards, and in particular McGee, and we also saw Ziegler do a little bit there, and then Kirkby come in and kick one. So they just have a few more options up there. And on the wings here, Prinz has done very well, winning the ball across the centre, and Collis is getting plenty of the ball now as well. So interesting stage of the game for the Lauderdale Footy Club. Can they bounce back? They'd need one. They wouldn't want Kingborough to kick the next. Ball goes up high. Up they go. Kubi gets another tap down. Comes to no one. There's stacks on the middle. Umpire say, give it to me, fellas. That's not coming out anywhere. Once again, though, we see Rogers on the bottom of the pack and Brooks. 2 live wire midfielders. Up she goes again. No one really wins it. Collis with strength breaks through, gives a handball off to Vastaris. He's been a star on that wing as well. Grubs a kick to the half-back flank. Oh, great tackle. Went down with a thud. Umpire lets it go. Certainly tough and hard in those clinches there. Some of the tackling's been terrific, Titchy. Nothing high, just good, solid, body-on-body tackles. Looks like it's a free kick.
Yeah, both wingers for Kingborough are on top.
Yep.
And that's a big plus, because with the small ground, you've got your wingers winning. But what I can't understand is why the coach hasn't swapped the wings, because we're both getting beaten there.
Right, so then looks like a kick there by McGee. Handball came from Collis, blazes away, and I think he might have snuck it through for a point. So Kingborough doing all the attacking halfway through this second quarter. Lauderdale, have they got the answers? They're going to have to do something in the next 5 minutes to get themselves back in the game. Kick goes up the middle, but once again, cut off by the Kingborough footy player, goes short to the middle of the ground and finds that dangerous Braden McGee. He goes short again for Vistara. He's been working up and down the wing all day and takes the kick, shot on goal from about 20 metres out on a slight angle. The way this guy can run up and down the ground, Titchy, is fantastic for a player over 33. He's running around like a 16-year-old Vistara.
Unattended too, yes. Unattended.
And kicks it
high. That's what I'm saying. His wingman, his opponent, is not going with him.
We're certainly going to have to watch him, but anyway, it wasn't a great kick. Snuck it in for a point, so Lauderdale let off the hook again. This is where they're struggling. They've got no real options to kick it out to. Goes down the middle of the ground to a 50-50 and kicks it straight to Vistara again. They've probably got to kick it away from him. He looks in the middle of the corridor, switches it straight across, and that's a good mark by Drew Kirkby, the player that kicked the previous goal. So he's a little bit further out this time. Titchy's probably about 40 metres out. Slight angle, kicking into a breeze.
Slight breeze, yeah.
Slight breeze, so not an easy shot on goal. But he's a beautiful kick, as we saw last time, so I'm interested to see if he can nail this one as well.
I think this is his 5th mark too.
Just had a look at Toddy Pepper with binoculars over there, and he looks pretty happy. He's got a big smile on his face, and that's a magnificent kick. Something's happened here. It looks like it's a 50. I don't know what's happened here. So he missed the shot. He'll have another shot on goal, I'd say, Titchy. Right on the goal line.
Not sure.
So something happened behind the ball and the umpire's called a 50. We missed that, but there's no doubt that Kirkby will kick this goal, and then that's come at a real crucial time of the game, because it'll put them up 4 goals up, deep into the second quarter, and playing all over Lauderdale at the moment. So Kirkby's had a fantastic game, right on the goal square. He won't miss this, so that'll make them 5-5-35 to Lauderdale 1-1-7. Now this is where Lauderdale's got to bounce back. They're under the pump. They've given away a 50-metre penalty. Was it umpire distinction? I don't know. but they've got to get back on their game, start concentrating, getting discipline, and start winning the ball from the middle, because that's where they're falling down.
You're spot on, Darren, about discipline. Lauderdale, they've got to be more disciplined. They've got to kick the ball long. What's the use of having a centre half forward and full forward if you're getting the ball down quick? Because by the time they get it down there, they're all covered. The Kingborough on balls have gone down, and they're shutting them down. Give the full forward and the centre half forward a chance to mark the ball.
Here we go again. So once again, Mansfield kicks the ball long up deep into the Kingborough forward line. Kirkby trips over. Ball comes out to Lauderdale, handballs it out, under the pump, the pressure's right on, goes back into the middle corridor, kicks it long and wide, and it might fall into the Lauderdale marking. Oh,
50.
Dealt with severely after that, so that's definitely a 50. That was Brooks. He's very feisty, Brooks. Couldn't help himself then. Charged in a bit late and gave away the 50-metre penalty. He wants to be careful he doesn't give away 100, because he's stopping the guy running through, so the umpire's been a little bit kind to him there. And there we have the siren. So end of the second quarter, Kingborough 5-5-35 to Lauderdale 1-1-7. There's plenty of feeling in this game. Actually, it looks like he has given away another 50. Brooks not getting out of the road of the player when he was running through, so this could be a vital goal for Lauderdale. It'll get him a little bit closer, but what it does, it puts Kingborough on the back foot. You can't afford to give away stupid goals like that, so I'm certain that Todd Pepper wouldn't be happy about that, and he's been a fantastic player, Brooks, but he can't do those sorts of things. And he's kicked a goal, and that will give Lauderdale a little bit more confidence at half-time. So Kingborough 5-5-35 to the Lauderdale 2-1-13. Kingborough have been by far the better team. Let Lauderdale in for a silly late goal, but I'm sure they'll regroup. Lauderdale will go into half-time now with a little bit of confidence in that goal, but they've got plenty of work to do, Lauderdale, Titchy.
Yeah, what's happening also, the Kingborough wingers are running down the ground unattended. So that's for that. They're trying to create the loose man. That means the half-back flankers and the back pocket players for Lauderdale are under the hammer. Now we've got to get pressure on these on-ballers in the centre bouncers and on the wingers, the Kingborough wingers, to stop them from getting the ball down so easy to the forwards. And put pressure on them, which makes it hard then to get rid of the ball. They've got to get rid of it a lot quicker, so they rush their kick. That gives the backmen a chance. On the forward line, as I said twice that quarter, the half-forward flankers have got to be, on this small ground, have got to be really wide and the pockets. And as soon as the ball's kicked up in the air to the centre half-forward and the full forward, then they can move in and swoop in. If the ball hits the ground, you've got the swoopers there. They can go to the ball and have a shot for goal. But they've got to get the forward line more open and get it down quick.
Expert comments there from Barry Tichy Edwards. He certainly knows what he's talking about. And look, the match players of Kingborough in that first half, definitely on the wings. Timmy Vistaris played a starring role, particularly in that second quarter. Martin Prince was giving him a good drive from this wing. And the big fella in the ruck, Cupcake, I think they call him, number 20. Gave him first use of the ball, and Collis had a very good quarter. And so did Brooks, and Braden McGee looks very dangerous up forward, and so does Kirkby. For Lauderdale, their backline battled away fairly hard. Look, they were under the pump because the ball was going up there so easy. They haven't had a lot up forward. They've kicked one goal from a 100-metre penalty, so they've really only manufactured one goal and half a footy, so that's a real concern for the Lauderdale Footy Club. They need to do something with the forward line, but more importantly, they need to do something with their midfield. Jared Morgan's done a power of work, but he can't do it all on his own. He'll need other mids to come in and give him a hand, but Kingborough definitely way on top at this stage. We'll take a break now and we'll come back for the start of the third quarter in 10 minutes.
Thank you. Kingborough. 10 marks.
So here we are back at Kingston Beach Ale, the start of the third quarter. It's Kingborough 5-5-35 in front of Lauderdale 2-1-13, winning quite convincingly. As we said, the last penalty goal to Lauderdale gave them an extra run. They've really only kicked one goal for the whole match, so they certainly need to pick up a bit here. Kingborough on top in the middle of the ground. That's going a long way for them to win this game. So here we go. Umpire throws the ball up. Kupke gets the ball down, but sharked by the Lauderdale player. Kicks it straight up in the air, comes out to the wing. And nice mark sitting under the ball there was number 9, Paul Duggan.
I think he's ex-Dewaville player.
Ah, right, yeah, okay. Kicks it out wide to Bennett. He's been very good across halfback. Kicks it out wide to Simon Mansfield. Sells a bit of can. He goes across half-forward line. Not a good kick. And chipping in there was Ben Hornsey for the Lauderdale Footy Club. Kicks it straight back up to the wing. And Mark nearly taken there, but Lauderdale spills to ground. Lauderdale come away with the ball, and it's a beautiful kick to the top of the square. Numbers there for Kingborough again, just come across and spoiled that ball. So good play by the Kingborough defence as well. Good movement of the ball then by Lauderdale. They cleared the ball well, went to the top of the square, but once again, that tight, miserable half-back line and full-back line of Kingborough snuffed the ball out. Up she goes. Ball comes straight down to the ground. Coming through, not taking the ball. Here we go. Kingborough clear, kicks it out wide, and looks like it's going to go out of bounds on the full. Wing grabbed hold of that, and the ball will come back in by Reece Blythe. Godfrey goes long, looks at the top of the square. They're peppering away at the top of the square, but once again the numbers there. Great defensive punch by Kingborough. Every time the ball goes deep in their forward line, Kingborough seems to have the answers at this stage, Titchy.
So far this quarter, there's not one Lauderdale player I've seen playing front and square.
Yep.
And that's where the money is. That's where the honey is. And they're not there.
It looks like that Kingborough are very tall backline too, and when the ball is kicked in the air, they're able to spoil the ball, so they need to probably go a little bit lower, Lauderdale. Ball comes down the ground. Kupke gets it out again. Collis wins the ball, goes along the wing, and chipping in there, taking a good mark, is Godfrey from Lauderdale.
Ben Godfrey.
Yeah, goes in short, looking for, that's his captain and coach, who's had a good game. Jared Morgan is trying his best to lift the players. Ball was touched off the boot, comes to half forward, plays on well there, big number 31, James Ryan, and blazes away only to kick a point. Looked fairly dangerous then, James Ryan, one of the few marks that's been taken in the forward 50 for Lauderdale Footy Club, so he'll need to take a few of those to get their side back in the game. Collis comes straight up the middle of the ground, and that's a nice kick too.
Beautiful kick.
Yep, used the ball very well. So we have Shannon Woolley goes out wide. Don't know who that player is. Once again, they've got the loose man going here, 2v1 out there. Pressure's on Vasari, he's been a star for him. Handballs the ball out to the running Kingborough player, goes to the centre half forward position. They've got the numbers there, they've got 3 players around the ball, they work it amongst each other, kick along the half forward flank, but a poor kick. I think he might have thought that was a Kingborough player. Lauderdale repel, and the ball comes out on the wing to Jared Morgan. He goes straight on the play. He knows the importance of this. If Lauderdale's got to get back in the game, they've got to go quick. However, great defence again by Collis, punches the ball to the ground. Kupke gives it back to Collis. He goes long to the top of the goal square. And Lauderdale got 3 numbers there. The back line's holding up well. The ball comes out. Not a good kick. Gives Brooks a bit of an opportunity. He's grabbed without the footy and will take a free kick. Threw himself at the footy there, Brooks, and unfortunately for Lauderdale, grabbed him a bit high, and Brooks will take the kick probably about 35 metres out. Might be kicking uphill and looks a bit groggy after that hit. It was a pretty hard hit, but Brooks is a toughie, so that won't worry him. Be interested to see if he can make the distance from here. So Brooks lines up. He's definitely going to go for the shot on goal, 35 metres out. Slight angle, comes in, kicks it, goes across goal line. Up they fly for the mark, ball spills down, Lauderdale win the ball, run it out of the fence very well. Goes long to the centre of the ground. Players go up. Once again, that's repelled by Nicholson from Kingborough. He sends it back with interest. Lauderdale playing around with the Brooks is in there. He'll put pressure on. He won't let him get it out easy, I can tell you that. However, weight and numbers, Lauderdale win the footy, come across the half-back flank. And, the umpire's he's called play on. Good decision, umpire. Duggan goes forward to the top of the square. Ball is punched again. Down it comes to Collis. Collis swings it across his boot, body, sorry, and kicks 1 point. So Lauderdale certainly doing well to defend, but you can just sense that weight of numbers are going to go Kingborough's way. They've got the numbers up there and looking very dangerous. Lauderdale come out from that back line, kicks it straight into number 71. That's Hooker. So Hooker weighs up his options, kicks it long, goes to 61 and rise. Reece Blythe goes along to the wing, and that's nearly good mark by Ryan Carmarket. Ball comes to ground. Good play by Godfrey, gets the ball out, but he's illegally disposed of the ball, and 50-metre penalty. Silly play, Lauderdale. Don't go on with it, Rattray, let it go, buddy. You've got the kick, have a shot on goal. So frustration creeping into the Lauderdale Footy Club, and now we have Rattray. He's handballed it off. Mate, wait till you get in. You're only going to be 30 metres out, so just take your time. And he's got an easy shot on goal, 30 metres out on a slight angle. He's obviously not confident with his kicking, but he comes in and it floats in, touched on the line, and that's probably why he wanted to try to give the ball off. So 1 point there. Lauderdale now, it's 5-7-36 to 2-2-14 in favour of Kingborough. Lauderdale come out to this defensive side of the ground again. Kicked it to a 50-50, and it looks like it's a free kick to Lauderdale in the back. And that will go to Hooker. So silly free kick, didn't need to do it then. Drew Kirkby's been a good player all day, but just basically handed the ball back to Lauderdale. So Lauderdale readjust on the half-back flank. They're in plenty of strife. They need to kick some goals quickly if they're to get back into this game. Go short, looks for Godfrey. Oh, drops an easy mark on the wing. Good pressure by Duggan, smothers the kick. Comes back to Godfrey, handballs the ball in midfield. Oh, sells the dummy well, goes to the hot spot at centre half forward for Lauderdale. Numbers up there. Kicks the ball off the ground, but once again, Collis wins the ball from half-back, kicks it long out to the wing, and that's a fine mark there by Ziegler. He's been a very good player for Kingborough. So waiting for options, waiting for players to... Oh, he's played on, and he's been nailed. I don't know if he can run from behind him like that, but he must have called play on. It was actually Simon Mansfield then, sorry, that played on. So he was caught from behind. Rogers has got the ball. He's looking at the top of the square to the leading player there. That was a great defence by Rattray. Definitely a backman. Punched the ball well. Tackling going on. She's gone up a level, Titchy. Both sides getting a bit frustrated, a bit agitated. Lauderdale comes out with the ball and kicks at the top of the square, but once again, Collis, he's everywhere, Titch. He's in the back line, he's in the midfield, he's up forward. Easily gets around his Lauderdale player, plays on, comes out wide to the wing. They've got the numbers here. This is Mansfield. Sells the dummy pretty well, looks to the middle of the ground. Not a great kick, but it's in front of the Kingborough player. Handballs the ball out. Not a great handball. Pat Moore's got the footy. They can go back through attack now. Godfrey goes long on the half-forward flank, but once again, whoa, Cupkey drops an easy mark, but he's got plenty of time. Gives it to Collis. Collis weighs up his options, goes in the middle of the ground, wanting players to come at him. Nothing there. Lauderdale, once again, their back line's holding up pretty well. Rappel goes to the half-forward flank. And we've got Godfrey, who's taken another good mark there on the half-forward flank for Lauderdale.
He's played a lot better this quarter.
He has. Kicks it to a nice spot at centre half forward, and that's a really good mark, and that's what we haven't seen before. So that was James Ryan. He's taken a couple of good marks this quarter. Now he's right on the 50-metre arc here, Titchy.
Slow breeze he's kicking into.
Yeah, it's going to take a big kick, so you want numbers on your goal square to see if he can make the distance.
It's a good kick.
It's a floating kick, not a great kick I wouldn't have thought, but anyway, stacks on the mill. Umpire's letting it go. He's going to ball it up right on the point post for the Lauderdale Footy Club. So Lauderdale are attacking a hell of a lot better, Titchy. They're winning the ball across the middle of the ground a bit. Their backline's doing well, but they're still not kicking goals, and that's what they need. So they need to make the most.
Kingboro's height, it's worrying for Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And it's been from the first minutes of the first quarter that the Kingboro's height has worried Lauderdale.
So numbers around the ball, there's heaps of players in there. We're not sure what's going to happen here. Bennett gets it out, and Collis just runs the ball through for a point. So this is where they need a bit of run and spread. Both sides getting a bit tired, so they're not spreading as like they were in the first quarter, but it's a big kick up the wing, and that's a free kick. And advantage paid Doyle goes long to the top of the square. He's asking for rain. Not a great entry, but ball spills to ground. There's numbers there. Who's going to win the ball? Is it going to spill out? Umpire comes in and says, give it to me, fellas. The ball's not going anywhere. And he'll throw the ball 30 metres out from the Kingborough goals. Umpire comes in, up we go, Kirkby in the ruck for Kingborough, one down by Lauderdale. She goes up in the air and look out, the ball spilled out to 21, and that's a goal, I think. Grandin has kicked, no, it's a point. Looked like a goal from here, so peppering away, Lauderdale. So Kingborough now need to just to reset, to start winning the ball and start getting the ball from centre half back to the forward line a little bit, falling down across the half back line. Collis goes long to the half back line. They've got a bit of run here now. Here we go again. So that's Mansfield. He's a good running play. Runs the ball well.
Very good play.
Yep. A nice kick to out in front of number 10 there. So that's Vanderbroek. Vanderbroek can't win the footy. Numbers there for Lauderdale. They'll defend well. Look for the middle corridor. Not a great kick. We had Toddy Pepper, who's in the program, but he's not playing, in the back there. Umpires let it go. Ball spills out to Lauderdale on the wing. Rogers comes through. Does well, breaks the tackle, feeds the ball back, yes. Feeds the ball back to Barry Morris. Barry Morris kicks the ball, but I think he may have put it on the full. So they're just not using the ball that well either, Lauderdale going forward, but I guess they, apart from Ryan up forward, who looks quite dangerous for Lauderdale, they don't have many other marking options. Great punch from Lauderdale there, comes down the ground. Looks like Godfrey in there trying to get the ball out, but he's wrapped up by two Kingborough players. Pressure from Lauderdale's been very good. They're not letting Kingborough's not letting Lauderdale get back into the game. They're putting enormous pressure on them when they have the footy. Up she goes, it comes down, stacks in the middle, ball squeezes out by Lauderdale. It's gone in the middle of the ground. Punched out. Here we go again. Good play by Collis. He's playing a fantastic game, mopping up in defence there in this quarter. Goes along the forward line. Oh, tapped there by, it looked like Ziegler, trying to find a Kingborough, couldn't find him. Lauderdale win the ball from the half-back flank. They're poking ground there. Long kick up to the wing. Collis comes over the top. You can't do that in Super Rules, so that's a free kick to Lauderdale on the wing. And that'll go to, it looks like, Benny Rogers. Rogers in the wing.
He's played a lot better after quarter time, Darren.
Tips the ball in. And using the ball a little bit better now. Lauderdale comes out wide and they're looking for their options. That's good use of the ball. And we have Jared Morgan. He's certainly come back into the game this quarter. Beautiful pass there to the leading player there from Lauderdale. He's taking the ball, he's 60 out, he's going to have to move it on. Goes back to his captain, but not a good kick. Kingborough intercepted and away they go on the rebound. Bennett's got the ball. He's got options up forward. Kicks it out to, that's big Humphrey. Oh, the ball is well spoiled by Lauderdale. Comes out, but looks like that's out of bounds on the full on the wing. Brooks will take the ball. So, poor use of the ball then by Lauderdale. Won the footy back, they probably could have done with it. Brooks handballs it straight away. Goes to big Kirkby. Kirkby goes long down the line, looking for a marking player, not there. And the ball goes up, so here we go. And Lauderdale defend yet again, goes on their half-back flank. Little drop mark there by Lauderdale. Brooks comes through on the wing. He's wrapped up by two players, still manages to get the handball out. Good play, Brooks. Oh, good strong play there by, that was Paul Duggan coming in there. Wow, didn't he? Barrel in there, so the intensity's still there by Kimmer, and that just lets Lauderdale know that they're not going away. Even though they're not scoring goals, they're certainly not going to let Lauderdale kick any easy goals. So good pressure by Kingborough. Up he goes again. That's a fantastic tap by the big ruckman. Kirkby gets it down. Here we go, Kirkby. Goes along the line. Oh, should have marked it a bit like Andrew Scott, then Caveman to drop that. But anyway, the ball's wrapped up in the half-forward flank in Kingborough's forward line. Tense part of the game, Titchy, both sides looking for that ascendancy in this quarter, and neither side can quite get it just yet.
Halfway through the second quarter, I thought Lauderdale started to play a little bit better, but I'll tell you something, that Scott Adams is playing for Lauderdale at full forward, or Colesy at full forward, and Scott Adams at centre half forward. This could have really been a different ball game.
Yeah.
because that's what they
couple
want.
of great names from the past here, and Brucey Coles tied up with Kingborough player, the team. He was a great forward for Super Rules for many years as well. Out the ball goes, and it's dribbles out. Lauderdale winning the ball from defence again. They're doing well this quarter, their defence. It's a long kick down the middle of the ground.
See, then he dropped that.
He dropped an easy mark, so Kingborough back in, and Brooks has taken a diving mark. He'd be 50 metres out, so he's outside his range. So be interesting to see if there's someone darts in. Hang on, he goes to Collis. Collis is a beautiful kick of the ball and hits the pine. Goal post high, so he's kicked that 50 metres. Right idea by Brooks. He knew he couldn't make the distance. Collis running past, but unfortunately missed the goal. And it looks like that Lauderdale have got a runway player with Collis now, so they're trying to curb his influence. But he's a good player, that won't bother him. So there we go, three-quarter time. Scores are Kingborough 5-7-37 to Lauderdale 2-4-16. Interesting quarter. Kingborough didn't kick. I don't think they kicked a goal that quarter, but they certainly withstood the pressure from Lauderdale, who consequently didn't kick a goal that quarter. So a lot of 50-50 footy, no goal scoring, but a lot of pressure, a lot of tackling. But for Lauderdale to win the game, they need to get some free-flowing footy going, kick goals. The pressure by Kingborough, I don't think they're good enough to do that, Titchy. So you would say at this stage of the game that Kingborough look like they've got the game in control.
Yep. There's only one way to do this to win this game. Personally, what I would be doing now is putting the both wingers of Lauderdale on the half-forward flank or the half-back flank and bringing the two half-back flankers, the two half-forwards on the wings. I'd have the half-forward, as I was saying earlier in the game at half-time, the half-forwards wide, the pockets wide, and get the ball down quick where it's open space, because they're not going to win this game the way they're playing, because it's too congested and they're getting outmarked on the forward line.
Yep. They certainly got plenty of the ball around the middle of the ground then, Lauder, but going forward, they couldn't penetrate. I mean, Ryan looked dangerous, took a couple of nice marks, but the defence of Kingborough has been fantastic.
Particularly their tools.
Yeah, Collis playing that swooping roll back there, like he was just repelled it many, many times and kicks the ball a long way. So he's coming out of the, deep in defence and kicking to the middle of the ground. So, and then Lauderdale just can't get the ball back to score. So even though Kingborough didn't score, they don't need to. They've just got to stop them from kicking 4 goals.
That's right.
I can't see Lauderdale kicking 4 goals, but I can see Kingborough kicking 1 or 2.
When you mentioned Collis, at the moment, I'd say he's best on the ground.
Look,
he's played an exceptional game, all over the ground. He's gone back, which is a good on ball. Not many on ballers go back, but he's gone back in defence and defended 3, 4, 5 important saves.
Yep.
And that's a sign of a good player. Yeah,
no, he's certainly led from the front, and he's one of the co-coaches with Todd Pepper. Todd Pepper would be very happy with that. That they've withstood that sort of fight back from Lauderdale, even though Lauderdale weren't scoring. They've got plenty of the ball. So Kingborough is a very strong physical side. They're a very big side. So and Lauderdale just aren't quick enough to run away from them. And when they do, the pressure from Kingborough has been outstanding. So,
as I said to you earlier in the game, when I looked at the players before they bounced the ball for the start of the game, that Kingborough had a lot more height than Lauderdale, and I thought this could be a bit of a worry for Lauderdale, and it's proved I'm right.
Yep.
Because the marking from the back line on Kingborough's back line has been magnificent.
Yeah, and I saw Dutchy Holland out there with one of the line coaches for Kingborough, the great Dutchy Holland. He'd be giving his words of wisdom. He's a former premiership player for Kingborough Super Rules, and I saw Andrew Scott out there, the great caveman. One of the few coaches not to get Kingborough over the line in a premiership, but having said that, he's been a great player for Kingborough. He still can't get over the fact that he couldn't coach him for premiership, but he's still part of it, isn't he, Titchy?
Yeah,
so
don't forget he is a great player at Clarence. The same with Coles. Bruce Coles, I was talking to you about, if Lauderdale had Bruce Coles when he's 35, 36, and Adams, it would have been a different ball game, I can assure you of that. But Scotty Adams, ex-Clarence player, ex-Coles, Brucey Coles, ex-Clarence player. As a matter of fact, Brucey Cole at North Hobart kicked 6 goals in the final.
It's not all about Clarence, Barry, just remember that. What about the North Hobart great forwards in the day?
Yeah, well, I know I'm talking to a William Leach medalist.
Anyway,
North Hobart.
We'll take a break from there and we'll come back to the start of the last quarter.
this ground suits it.
So here we go, the start of the last quarter, and Kingborough comfortably in front at the moment. You'd say 5-8-38 to Lauderdale 2-4-16. Got the game in control, but as we know in grand finals, Titchy, anything can happen. So Lauderdale look like they swung a few changes. They've got a different ruckman in the middle there. Kingborough still got Coopy, who's dominated the ruck. So Lauderdale trying something different in the middle of the ground to get the ball out of the middle to be a chance to win this game. But you would say that Kingborough comfortably have this game in their control.
I'm glad they've made some changes. Maybe it's half a quarter too late, but we'll see what happens.
Ball goes up, so Koopke wins the tap down. It goes. Vastara gives it back to Koopke. He goes long to the top of the goal square, and there's that man again, Collis. He's put himself up forward. He's taken a terrific mark, floating back into the pack. He's 30 metres out, so distance won't be a problem. The only problem is Titchy, that he's stuck in that bit of a mud pile there, so he's moved out of that. And you would think if he kicks this, she's stopped the fight. Terry Riley, game all over. Beautiful kick by Collis. So once again, Coopy getting the ball out of the middle, straight to Collis, who's moved himself forward, probably to shake that tag that he had in the last bit of that last quarter. But I think Collis can play anywhere. It wouldn't matter who was tagging him in this competition. He'd still be able to play.
Very versatile player. Collis, very versatile. Where did he come from?
Well, his old man was a very good player. Greg Collis, former Glenorchy champion.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, played against
and did the son here, did he play league?
Yeah, no, well, I think he played at, I think he might have played at Kingborough.
Kingborough, right.
And Channel. So,
oh, did he play in that premiership when Lee McCollum was coaching?
Yeah, might have done.
Right.
So up we go, Coopy wins the tap, ball comes down, stacks in the middle. Dug out by Lauderdale, goes up the half-wall flank. Bennett, who's been a good player all day, hits the ball in front of him. He's got two players to contend with. Lauderdale come out of a good shepherding there by Rogers. Goes to the top of the square, numbers up there. But weighted numbers, the ball dribbles down, and that's a great goal there. The big ruckman who's moved forward, Chris Webber, roves one off the boundary line and puts one through. So that's a good answering goal by Lauderdale. They're basically saying to Kingborough, we're not out of this game yet. So it puts him a little bit closer. So that's a really good reply by the Lauderdale Footy Club.
It's important also, Darren, that the Lauderdale runners start running now because, as I said at the start of the game, Kingborough's got a lot of height.
Yep.
Maybe they start to slow down. If they start to slow down, that'll bring Lauderdale, give them a bit of a chance, a sniff to have a chance of winning.
Interesting to see how they go, but as we know, Kingborough are very strong, physical side. Ball goes down, Coopy wins it again, comes down. Not sure who that was, but it's a beautiful kick up deep before it on. That's a great mark, and I think that's young Rogers playing for us half back at the moment. Takes a good mark in front of Collis, looks up the square, but geez, that's a dangerous kick, but it comes off. That's a strong mark by Pilkington. Under pressure, takes the mark from half back flank, looks out wide to the wing. He's got the lead on there, and that's a really good mark. And that is taken by Joseph Hooker. Hooker goes on the half-wall flank, kicks it up in the air, and the ball spills to the ground. Looks like Lauderdale numbers at the 4. Comes to Barry Morris. Barry Morris looks up deep in the forward line, but once again, Kingborough come out with the ball. Not a good kick, but well picked up by Simon Mansfield. Clears with the ball and kicks it out of bounds on the 4. So both sides getting a bit tired now. Titchy, the disposal isn't great, but you could expect that. It's a very warm day, and they've certainly had a real crack this day. 36, that's Tom Pilton, kicks it up the half-wall flank. They all fly up, and that's a really good mark by Collis, and now he's taking marks in the back line as well. He's putting on a bit of a show today, that's for sure.
It certainly is, Darren. It certainly is a great player.
Comes down the wing, it's a beautiful kick.
Great, all day.
Finds Humphreys, who's playing in the forward line. He's hit up high, looking to the centre half forward position, goes there. To no one in particular, just hoping that someone gets there. The ball spills over the back. Brandon McGee, who's been quiet had a quiet third quarter, but no doubt he'll come back into this quarter. Ball spills out. Here we go, good tackle by Lauderdale, yes. And he's a bit unlucky then, Ziegler, but it was a really good tackle. And Lauderdale will clear the ball in their back pocket. But nothing really to kick to, so he's going to have to come long down the line, kicks it to the half-back flank and kicks it straight to number 14. And once again, Vestrari. He's had a very good game. Up and down the wing, he's been very dangerous. He'll go to the top of the square. Not a great kick, and kicks it straight back to the Lauderdale player there, Brody Arnold. So he should have done better than that. Should have kicked it a little bit square and put it at the top of the square to give their big forwards a chance. Down the line it goes. Kirkby's got the sit behind, can't mark it, comes down the ground to Lauderdale. They win the ball, kick the ball in the middle of the ground, comes out in the wing. Good contest there. We've got, taps it on beautifully there. Well done. That was Matthew Pearson out of the pub. Comes over the top, and that's a free kick. Bit of an accident there by Ashley Humphrey. Puts his hand out. Sorry, Cobber. Didn't mean that. So we have Lauderdale Michael Grandin will take the kick on the wing. Doesn't have much to kick to, so he's going to go long down the flank. And once again, Collis there taking the mark. So, and he'll take back. He's running the clock down, Titchy, and we've only been going about 3 or 4 minutes. So he's pretty confident that they've doubled their score and touch ball, kicked off his back foot. Not a good kick. We have Rogers who gets the ball. He's a good little player. Goes long to the hot spot, the centre half forward. Up they go. Good pressure by Kingborough, but over the back is Ryan. That's a really good play and has kicked a pretty critical goal. So that gets him a little bit closer, Titchy. So it's 6-8-44. Lauderdale 4-4-28. So still within striking distance, you'd say, if they kick the next one?
It's Lauderdale's small brigade starting to take over.
Yep.
And if they keep going the way they're going, and get it down to that forward line quick enough, they still can have a sniff at it.
Kingborough's used the ball coming out of the back line at the start of this quarter hasn't been great.
No.
So they just need to use the ball a bit better, take a little bit more time and start to spot players up. Just by blazing anywhere is giving Lauderdale an opportunity to mop up from behind.
That's right.
And attack with the footy.
Correct.
So it looks like we might have a free kick here, and that's going against Kingborough. So Lauderdale, they have another opportunity to go forward. So they've got a little bit of momentum going their way now, Lauderdale. Goes long to centre half forward. This will be interesting, and it's at Ryan again. Nearly takes the mark. He's been dangerous. Ball spills to ground. Numbers at the ball. No one looks like they can get the ball out. Umpire will come in, and he'll ball it up. So Lauderdale have rallied. They've got a bit of momentum. Is it going to be good enough to get them another couple of goals? Time will tell. Ball goes up. Kupke gets the ball down. Good tackle by Kingborough, spills out. Looks like Ryan again, he kicks it up deep and a point. Now this is where Kingborough need to start controlling the footy. Collis has got the ball, he's a beautiful kick of the ball, he's just got to find the right option, and that's a nice kick down the line to the star.
Beautiful kick.
So this is where they need to have options, and this is where the runners need to get on their bike and start crowding those options when they go forward. Kicks it out wide to a player of the pump. That's a really good mark there taken by Matt Gardner in between two Lauderdale players. He goes long down the line to the forward pocket. Nearly a mark there, not taken. And it's that man again. That's a fantastic goal by Braden McGee. Now, I think he's the former South Launceston Premiership player.
Oh, right,
yeah,
McGee.
So yeah, so very good player. So experienced player, and that was a magnificent. He's kicked 2 wonderful snaps. That's his 3rd goal for the game.
He set up 1 or 2 also.
So very good game, McGee. But once again, Collis hit the target. He hit Australia. Australia then went down where the numbers were. So they've just got to use the ball a bit better. And this is going to make it very difficult for Lauderdale to get back in the game. They need to win those 50-50 now. They need to win the ball out of the middle. Are they good enough? Time will tell, but I'd say no. This guy in the ruck, Kupke, he's had a fantastic game, and he's still got plenty of jump in him. You watch him go up here for this one. Umpire comes in, about to throw the ball up. Up they go for it. Oh, Lauderdale won the tap then, so he made me sound stupid anyway. Vestrari gets the ball off the ground, nice handball in the middle of the ground, but into no one particularly. Vestrari chasing it. Rogers going out, so there's a bit of speed on there. Rogers and Brooks, 2 speedsters there. Brooks goes a bit high, and I think he's going to pay the free. No. Boundaries throwing, so the intensity's still there. Brooks, he'll never stop. He'll keep going all day, and the same with the young Rogers, Ben Rogers. Up she goes, down it comes. Kingborough gets the ball, goes to centre half forward. Lauderdale repelled, kicks it straight back up the forward line. But there's plenty of numbers here for Kingborough. There's 3 of them there. They raffle it. Oh, good smother by the Lauderdale player there. He's copped that high one. Played on, umpires allowed advantage, and there's one over the top here. Look out. So good play there. That was a really good spoil by big Raymond Jacobs. Created the spoil. Ball spilled out to William Seeley. And looks like he's kicked the ball to Ryan. He's only about 10 metres out, so he shouldn't miss this. Slight angle, and he's put it straight through the middle. So Lauderdale, they're not giving up without a fight, Titcher. They're hanging in there.
You certainly are. You certainly are.
So 7-8-50 to 5-5-35. So we're only 15 points the difference. So the next goal will be really interesting for both teams. I think if Kingborough gets the next goal, it'll be too far for Lauderdale. But if Lauderdale get the next goal, well, they're still a sniff.
That's right.
So it's a real critical time of the game. Up it goes. Now, that ruckman's doing a great job. 31
Here they go again.
James Ryan, he's taken over a little bit in the ruck. Ball goes up forward. Jacobs handballs it out. Oh, no, left foot goes back in the right. Kingborough make the most of that mistake. The ball comes down. And I don't know who that player is. It's Toddy Pepper in the program, but it's not Toddy's got more hair than that. And kicks it long and high, but a great mark taken in defence by Wes Blashford. Wes looks at his options. He's going to go through the middle of the ground, but no, goes along the wing. Kicks to nothing in particular. And there's the big fella there. Koopke takes a nice, strong mark, one-handed mark in front. Looking at his options, he's probably going to have to go to centre half forward, and that's where he goes. Who's going to get there? It's a good mark.
Very good mark.
Very good mark there, and I think that was Ben Hornsey backing back into the pack, kicks it into his captain coach in Morgan. Morgan has had a very good game as well, probably been their best. Back of the square, goes forward, looks to centre half forward, not many options there, and Brooks, the little man taking a big mark. Have a look at that mark, Titchy. That'd be one of the marks of the day.
Under pressure too.
Under pressure, just floated straight across and kicks the ball across the ground. That's not a bad option. They maintain possession. They can set up from here if they've got players forward, which they have. Goes back in the middle looking for Collis, and why wouldn't you? Collis takes a nice mark on the wing. He's slowing it down a bit. I wouldn't slow it down too much at the moment. Collie goes down the wing. That's a beautiful kick in the sun, but no problem there. Ball comes in the middle of the ground. I think that's Mansfield.
It's a massive kick.
It's a big kick, goes to the centre half or full forward. Vastrara gets it out, and he's called dropping the ball. I'm not sure how he'd call that, because he looked like, to me, he got a boot to it.
I think it hit the ground first.
Yeah. Anyway, Lauderdale win the ball from the back line and kicks it out to Blatchford. Blatchford's got the ball in half-back flank, looks in the corridor. They're going to have to go up the middle if they're going to be a chance. But backing back, it's a nice mark over the back by Joseph Hooker. It looked like he'd never make that. He's got a player on the loose out here, number 79, and that's Josh Baker. And Josh Baker takes the mark, plays on now, goes along to full forward. That's the dangerous spot. That's where you've got to go if you're going to be a chance. Kingborough comes through with numbers. Great play there by Bennett. Good tackle by the Lauderdale player, and he's pinned him. Wow, fantastic tackle. Looks like Bennett was through, and he's got to be careful he don't give away a 50. So free kick to Lauderdale, and that looks like young Rogers. He's played on and touched on the line. Still not through, and they rush it through for 1 point.
That would have made it interesting, Darren, if he kicked that.
It would have done.
5 minutes to go.
They've got a bit of momentum, haven't they? I mean, is it going to be enough to get them over the line? You'd think that Kingborough now have got to respond and start winning a lot more of the ball than what they have been. That's a beautiful kick out. For Strara, he'd certainly be amongst the best on the ground, taking a nice mark across half-back line. Looks for his options going forward. That's a nice kick too. Or in the back, yeah. Probably could have marked it. And that was Matt Gardner, but lucky to get the free kick. But however, it was there in the back. So he's across the middle of the ground, the wing, looking down the long. He's looking for Kirkby at full forward. Goes long, plenty of pressure on up there. Here he goes. There's 4 of them there. Gives it to McGee. McGee won't miss from here. This is bread and butter for him as he kicks that's his 4th goal. So
game over.
Game over. I think the fat lady has started singing. I would say that the game is over, but to Lauderdale's credit, they're certainly fighting it out, Titchy.
They are. Much improved side after half time.
Yep.
But with those positional changes at three-quarter time, had they made them a little bit earlier, they might have been a lot closer. The scores could have been closer.
Yeah.
As I said, the big men from Kingborough are starting to tire.
Yeah. James Ryan going into the ruck for Lauderdale has made a bit of difference.
Yes,
He certainly
exactly
nullified
right.
Koopke, and I've started to win a ball out of the middle of the ground. So Koopke's done an amazing job all game. So can he finish off the next 5 minutes? He's going to have to really push himself to get over the top of this Ryan. Ryan wins it again, but over the top come Collis, I think. Lauderdale here, he goes there with the ball, good pressure. He's got one high, the umpire's paid it to, well no, play on. Not sure what's going on here, is it a free kick? But anyway, the ball goes deep into the Kingborough forward line.
That's his 4th mark or 5th mark, he's done a good job.
Yeah, Joe Doyle, I think he goes long back to the middle of the ground. They're going to have to play the corridor now if they're going to be a chance. And that's a good mark, cool. A bit late then was Brooks, could have been 50, but anyway, not paid. On they go, Lauderdale, here we go again. Baker goes to Rogers. Rogers has been a good player, kicks the ball deep into the forward line. Who's going to be out there to take the mark? The ruckman and that was Chris Webber hooks it round, but they could only get 1 point. So Webber looks quite dangerous up in the forward line for Lauderdale, big number 3 who started in the ruck. So they've swapped him and Ryan, and that seems to have worked okay for Lauderdale.
It's worked a lot better. Yeah.
Probably could have done it at half time. However, Kingborough defending well, so it's 8:56 to 5:7:37, probably about 5 minutes to go. Collis once again long down the middle of the ground. That's a beautiful kick. And they've got the numbers here. They've got 2 players running with balls, so it'll come up to Ashley Humphrey. Normally plays full forward, but he's deep up the ground. Oh, that's a beautiful centering kick, and they've got numbers here, and that's a really nice mark. That was Simon Mansfield, but kicking not one of his strength. He can certainly run and get it. Probably should have made better of that. However, it's deep in their forward line, and that's where Kingborough wanted at this stage of the game. So that takes them to. And there we have the sirens gone. Game over. Kingborough 8:56 have defeated the Lauderdale Footy Club 5-7-37. Terrific game of footy. Kingborough just too good. They had many good players, none better than their co-coach, Collis. Oh, sorry, no, Greg, his dad's co-coach, but I would have thought that Jared Collis was probably best on ground. He was well supported by
Big Ruckman.
The big Ruckman certainly was good. That's Cupcake, Koopke, I think they call him.
The 2 wingers for Kingborough won all day.
Yeah, Vastari was very good, and their back line with Bennett and Co back there were very good. For Lauderdale, I thought none were better than their captain, Jared Morgan. He played very well. Benny Rogers had a good game, and I thought that their forward, number 31, James Ryan, was dangerous and also did well when he went into the ruck. So congratulations to the Kingborough Footy Club. They've been a powerhouse in Super Rules. They've done it again. That's another premiership. So they'll celebrate hard tonight. They fully deserve their win in what's been a fantastic season. Titchy, any comments?
I'd like to congratulate Todd Pepper. He's been a great Super Rules player and been a great player himself with Community Football Club, and his coaching is exceptional because he's coaching the way he wanted them to play, and that's how they played. Yeah. That's why they've won the game. And as I said early in the game, before the start of the ball was bounced, that I think that Kingborough's height's going to worry Lauderdale, and on a small ground, it's proved that. Yeah, they certainly had the advantage in the height, but they also had the runners, didn't they? As I said, Collis was fantastic. Brooks was another really good midfielder for them. They just had way too many options, and great game of footy. McGee once again was dangerous up forward. So McGee, very unnoticed sort of a player, but he popped up every now and again when it was important, where it counted.
So it should be a big night in Kingston Town tonight, as the boys will celebrate long and hard, I'm sure. And we sign off now, and as we've said before, Kingborough 8-9-57 defeated Lauderdale in the 2022 Masters Super Rules Grand Final. They kicked 5-7-37. Over and out.